Congratulations on the film, guys. It's a proper warts and all look at the man behind Robbie Williams. Rob, so what made you want to do it now? Turning 50?
Well, no, the universe presented the opportunity and I grabbed it with both hands. You know, when the director of The Greatest Showman says, hey, I'm considering making a biopic about your life, you'd be a fool to turn it down. So thank you, universe. Thank you, Michael Gracie. Thank you, Jono.
And what was your first thought when he said he wanted you to be played by a chimpanzee?
So he came in and said, what's your spirit animal? And I was like, I am a lion. And he went, mate. And I went, monkey? And then he told me the idea and I was totally sold on it before the end of the sentence. It made complete sense to me. So I'm a big fan of not everything necessarily having to make sense. And it only really makes sense when you see the movie and then it makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. And we don't really know why. Yeah. We're taking guesses.
I mean, it is incredible. Jono, so not only are you playing Robbie Williams, but you're playing a chimpanzee as Robbie Williams. What was that like to do as an actor?
It was an amazing, I think most actors want a challenge, and that certainly was one. It's what excites you when you get up for work every day. I did have the ease in the sense that I wasn't playing him as a monkey, although he's portrayed as one. I'm not on my knuckles, kind of, beating my chest, etc. And there's a lot of footage of Rob, obviously from his 30 plus years of the industry, but also making sure that I got to meet the other side of Rob that people don't know and bring that forward and let people see that dynamic, that vulnerability, that bravery, and kind of give a why to the person that people see and think that they know.
Do you have to compare notes all the time? Because your sort of posture, your stance, everything is like Rob, isn't it?
Well, thank you. I mean, that's just a lot of research. Yeah. What I loved about playing Rob is unpredictability, right? That's such a fun dynamic to explore as an actor. And also the technique of doing motion capture and performance capture allows that as well, because even if the main hero camera isn't on you, you've got 100 cameras all around the space capturing everything you do. So every take was usable. And it meant that I could really play in the scenes. And our director was like, I really want you to stretch your imagination and really take Rob into different realms here.
Because there's things that you did that I haven't talked about. So Michael Gracie, I spoke for 12 hours and he made the script out of what I was talking about. But there's things that you did in those moments that I've done in private moments that nobody knows about, that I've never spoken about, and you actually did them. And I'm like, because it's only now that I found out from Michael Gracie that those bits weren't in the script, and a lot of these things were improvised. Uncanny, absolutely uncanny, magical.
What was it like for you when you watched it back?
Well, the first time, because so much rests on this for me. Yeah. This individual needs this to happen because I'm still dramatically ambitious and still want to achieve and still want to, experience success for the ego, for the whateverness. But so I just sat and went, I just hope it's good. And it was better than good. Yeah. It blew my mind and I couldn't wait to see it again.
Yeah, it is incredible. And talking of blowing your mind, when you were 9, is that right? You saw Robbie in concert. So what was that like? Were you starstruck when you first met him? Did you ever think you're going to be playing him on stage?
Never. I mean, saw him 9 years old, MK Bowl with mum and dad. And I was like, I want to do that. That's awesome. Like, that's a rock star that's owning his space and like brave and confident. First time meeting Rob, I'd pretty much just been cast. I just put on the motion capture suit for the first time, which is a very unflattering pyjama suit, and had been given the helmet and the camera, and they were like, right, we're going to do My Way, which is the finale of the film. Although, of course, Rob sings in the movie, they wanted me to sing live in order for the facial tracking, for the emotion, and not lip sync. So I'm about to start, and then boom, front door comes in, and it was like a Western, right? Except the sheriff had like a mohawk, and then he comes in and plonks himself down in the front row, and I'm like, that's Robbie Williams. I'm playing you, and you're watching me play you. This shouldn't be happening. We did it. He came on stage. He gave me some lovely words of advice, about how he would take in a space when he performs, how his relationship with an audience is when he performs. And so, that was really insightful, but it was a proper pinch me moment.
Yeah, I bet it was.
I love him.
I love him. And Rob, you go back to the early days of you in Take That. At what point did they see the script? What was their reaction when they saw the film?
They haven't.
Oh, haven't they?
Mark Owen has. The other boys haven't.
Okay.
Gaz received the script because I thought it was only fair. I love Gaz, and I did when I didn't, and we've healed an awful lot of stuff. But that is the interesting thing about and complicated thing about my life and his life. To facilitate the third act of our careers, we have to talk about the past. And in this particular film, I think and speak like I thought and spoke when I was 17, 18, 19, 20. And it's not kind, you know, and that is difficult. And I feel guilt about causing pain for Gaz or triggering a response that he doesn't want or need. But also at the same time, as a sovereign individual, I find it incredibly important for some reason to tell my story, warts and all. And, you know, if I'm throwing myself under the bus, people are coming with me. Mm-hmm. You know, and that was supposed to be a joke. Didn't land. But with Gaz, it's complicated because I don't want to hurt him. And just by revisiting the car crash, you are going to trigger something with people. And he said to me when he, because he's a grown-up and we're grown-ups and we're not angry with each other. He phoned me up. He said, "Rob, I've read the script. I've come off worse than Darth Vader in the first Star Wars."
Good impression.
And I was just like, which made me laugh. But you could also hear that he didn't want this to happen in this way. Bits of the script have been changed, but to understand me and understand my story, I have to tell my story. Yeah. And I didn't live a PG life. You know, I haven't lived a Hallmark creation. Yeah. This is what it is.
Is it hard to watch some of that back for you? Because obviously you really go there, don't you, in the film? It's kind of goes through your sort of addiction. What was it like for you? Was that hard?
Well, I'd seen all of the movie as it was being made before it was sewn together. So I'd experienced this TikTok version of the greatest hits of my trauma and grief before I sat in the movie. So when I sat in the movie, I just wanted to experience it and hope that it was good. But yeah, you know, you can imagine you've seen the movie, and it's different bits at different moments in different screenings hit me in different ways. It's therapeutic and hard.
Yeah, brilliant. And it's a real sort of love story to some of the key women in your life, like your mum, your nan, and Nicole Appleton as well. Your nan obviously played by Alison Steadman. You've said about Nicole, like, you showed her the film, haven't you? And what was her reaction?
Well, I was counting down the moments for it to finish so I could FaceTime her. And I was just like, how many minutes left? And they were like, 15 minutes until titles. And I was like, okay, how many minutes left? 2 minutes, okay. And then when she came out, it was like FaceTime. Because, you know, I wanted to know, A, that she was okay. And B, we're both having the same moment, right? Where we're just sort of like healing. Mm-hmm. And yes, we are, and we were, and we both sobbed, I more than her. And all we could say to each other was triggered in between, you know, getting a breath and stuff. And she's a very important person in my life, providing an awful lot for me, more than she will ever know.
And Alison Steadman, obviously, we've talked about Pleasure Nan. She's in the Gavin and Stacey Christmas special. Will you be watching it, and what is Christmas like in the Williams household? It's
awesome because my wife is the spirit of Christmas, and she's an Olympic memory maker. And yes, I will be watching the special, and I can't wait, and I'm sure it's going to be incredible. Do you like Christmas?
I love Christmas. We'll be at my parents' this year. I've got an 18-month-old boy.
So
he's kind of doesn't know it's Christmas, but he knows there's something happening, right? There's a few more lights in the room than normal, etc. So I'm looking forward to spending it with him. And
what's his name again?
Charlie.
Charlie, yeah.
Little cheeky Charlie.
Lovely. And Sprouts? Do you like Sprouts?
I do, with a bit of crispy vinaigrette.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah. But not straight up. I'm not a savage.
Get in the air fryer. That's my essential item. Yeah. Is the air fryer, definitely.
Good. All right. Well,
Tiny
Christmas.
cabbages.
They are. It's another name for a band.
Tiny cabbages.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Congrats on the film. It's brilliant.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you.
Did you enjoy that video? There are tons of other entertaining showbiz clips waiting for you on our channel. Don't miss this one.